One day I went to my nephew's birthday party in a cafe, and his parents invited a clown to entertain the kids. I looked at him and was scared out of my mind. I have not liked them since childhood. Why doesn't anyone notice that most clowns have horror movie makeup? This big guy, almost 2 meters tall and in a mottled robe, looked pretty creepy to me. White face, red eyes, red painted lips, and a bright red wig that looked ridiculous. Particularly frightening was that the clown didn't speak a word. I don't know what the correct name for his performance is, but it's kind of like a pantomime. The clown would bump into invisible walls, fall, get up, and fall to the floor again. And everything was silent. But the kids loved it. They laughed, stomped their feet, and demanded more. They were completely captivated by the spectacle, did not disturb the adults, which is usually what parents need. And I was talking to my sister and started telling her how I didn't like clowns when I was a kid. I remembered that there are a lot of jokers who dress up as clowns and scare people at night for a laugh. Also said that I'm terribly afraid red-haired big man who was invited to the party. And you won't believe it, when I said that, the clown suddenly froze and turned to us. The kids laughed even louder, thinking it was part of the show. They were all in another part of the hall. The kids were clamoring and the music was playing loudly. There was no way the clown could hear me. But, nevertheless, the clown stared at me for a long time, as if he wanted to remember me. I didn't pay much attention to it. I thought it was a coincidence. But this terrible story was continued that night in my apartment. I was awakened by a strange sound. I was lying and listening, and suddenly I distinctly heard, as someone lightly scratches and knocks on the front door. I live alone, and I must say that the person is quite impressionable. My pulse immediately spiked. But still I thought that it seemed to me. I got out of bed and tiptoed down the dark corridor. Now I realized clearly that someone was scratching carefully at the door. I held my breath, and I was shaking in a terrible chill. I don't know how, but I managed to make myself look through the peephole. And outside by the door was the clown who had performed at the party. And there's not much humanity left in him. His eyes sparkle with an animal gleam. His makeup is cracked and gray. And it seems that this is not makeup at all, but his real face. The wig hangs down in red wool. Lips so thickly circled in red that they have now turned into a sad smiley face. And shakes the clown visibly, as if difficult, standing upright. I don't know how I didn't squeal. Especially after the clown looked right through the peephole, as if he could smell me standing at the door. Open the door. I could definitely see that the clown wasn't saying anything. But his nasty voice sounded in my head, and so demanding that I didn't even realize that my hands had started to unlock the door. I opened the first lock, and all I had to do was pull the latch, but I realized in time what I was doing. I screamed, and ran out of the corridor into the room, trying to resist the demanding voice that told me to go back and open the door. I crawled under the table and sat there until dawn, covering my ears. Just as it began to dawn, the clown's voice fell silent in my head, and I was able to breathe easy. Then I thought I could have done something else. But I was confused then. When I heard that people began to go to work in the entrance hall, I decided to look out, too. It turned out that I had scattered colorful confetti and streamers of streamers near my door. People probably thought that my holiday was for me evening. I think that creature smelled my fear of it back at the cafe, so it came to me at night. Maybe that's how it feeds on our fears. But I don't know what it was if it managed to get me to open the door. Of course, I was looking forward to the next night with fear. He even invited friends to spend the night at my place. But the creature never came again. I tried to find the clown who was at the party, but his cell phone was unavailable. That was the end of my investigation. Of course, I didn't tell that story to anyone, and no one would believe such a thing.
Thank you for watching my videos. Subscribe to the channel, give me likes if you liked it. This is very important to me.